Hello, my name is Tiffany and I am the nap reader. And this is my incredibly indecisive Winter Biannual Bibiothon TBR. Now, the Winter Biannual Bibiothon is a weekly read-a-thon which includes reading and video challenges that's going to be from January 20th through January 26th this year, 2018. There's a different host for every day that will be doing the video challenge and reading challenge and the sprints on Twitter, and I will link the channel down below if you want more information. So I don't think I'm going to be doing the video challenges this go round because I'm just now getting back into the booktube flow of things, and I seriously don't think that I can film these kind of videos every day. And I kind of looked it up late and would have needed more time to prepare. So I am going to possibly get one up, but I'm going to do my TBR. I'm going to post a midweek vlog, an end of the week vlog, and that end of the week vlog is going to include my wrap up as well, unless it's too long, in which case I will make a different wrap up video for that. So without further ado, let's get down to the challenges and what my TBR is going to be for this readathon. The first challenge of this readathon is a group book. I can honestly say that this is probably my last priority. I haven't heard anything on YouTube about this book, and I just don't know how I feel about reading it yet, but maybe once some reviews start coming in, if they're good, I'll definitely try to pick it up. The only reason I currently have it to show you is I bought it on my Kindle for like $2 or $3. Amazon had it. You might want to check it out if you were worried about spending too much money on this book for the readathon. And it's by Jason Segel, who was in How I Met Your Mother. I think it just kind of weirds me out that he wrote a book, but I hope it's really good, and I hope I actually read 7 books this week and can complete all the challenges, and then I can tell you how this book is. So one problem I have with this readathon, or like just readathons in general, is that I'm a mood reader, and pretty much every time I've done a TBR, I haven't stuck to it. And I don't know if I should get better about that, and maybe just choose the specific TBR and kind of just read through it, or if I should give myself options. But for this readathon, since it's my first one in a while, I am giving myself options, and those are going to be these books. The first one I have is the 3rd book in the Wallflower series by Lisa Kleypas, and that is Scandal in Spring. This is a book that centers around 4 women in their 20s in like the Regency era who need to get married. The first book is about one of them, the second book is about one of them, and the 3rd book is about one of them, and you kind of follow their journey on meeting their husband and getting together and falling in love and yada yada yada. I love romance novels, and I'm halfway through this series and I want to complete it in 2018. So this is one of my contenders. Next I have Lola and the Boy Next Door, which is it a sequel? I know it's a companion, but I'm going to count it as a sequel. This is my YA contemporary romance contender, and it is, I mean, I don't really know. Do I really have to say more than that? It's by Stephanie Perkins. It's the 2nd book in the Anna and the French Kiss series, and I don't know, I really want to read them. I enjoyed Anna and the French Kiss, and I want to read this and the 3rd one soon. Next is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Titan's Curse, which is book 3 in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. One of my goals this year is to finish at least the Percy Jackson series. Also, this book is middle grade and pretty short. It's about 300 pages. So I think this is probably a pretty good contender for the readathon, and it's a sequel, which I'm counting sequels as 3rd in a series as well. And last but not least, my final contender for this, even though it is quite long, which might be my deterrent to keep it until possibly February, is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. I listened to the audiobook of the first of the series and didn't quite like it, but I have hope that if I'm reading it, I'll like it more. I really want to get through Cassandra Clare's works this year before her final book in the Dark Artifices series comes out. I hear nothing but great things about them. I might save the sequel part of the read-a-thon for the very last, because if I want to read this, then I kind of want to start binging the series all together. So actually, maybe I should say another contender, which is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, because I think I should read this before this. And it's less pages, and I have enjoyed this series more than that series. So we'll see. Next, I have Read a Book That You Know Nothing About, and I do have a few of these on my shelves. The two that I have chosen for this are Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Woo. I just saw this at Target. I am pretty sure it's a thriller, and I haven't read a thriller in a while, or I haven't read a good thriller in a while, definitely, and I am kind of in a thrillery mood, so I thought I'd put this on the list. I'm definitely in a fantasy mood, and I also own the entire series The Winter's Curse by Marie Rudkowski. Is that how you say it? And I've seen people like this series, such as Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, but I honestly could not tell you a smidge about what this is about. Next, I have Read a Book About Mental Illness. And I don't know if I have any contenders that are just about mental illness, but I have contenders that have characters who are dealing with a mental illness. So, the first one I have is, of course, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, which I recently bought at Target, and I've actually heard nothing but great things about this, even though a lot of people seem to be really iffy about John Green's works. I've actually only read The Fault in Our Stars, and I loved it, so I'm kind of thinking this might be easy to fly through this week. So that's definitely one of my potentially top picks. Next, I have More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I want to read all of his works this year. I honestly don't know much about this at all either, so this could possibly count for 2 of those challenges. It's fairly short. All I know is that it's a YA contemporary. I know that Adam Silvera only writes sad books, and that this book is about a male-male romance, possibly. So I want to dive in, and I want to read Adam Silvera's works in chronological order, hopefully before his book with Becky Albertelli comes out this year. Next, and I normally wouldn't choose this for a readathon because it is quite long, but Dylan the Reader is a host of the Biannual Bibliothon, and he talks nonstop about this book, and that is We Are the Ants. I was actually looking for some books about mental illness on the Goodreads shelves, and this came up, and it really stuck out to me because Dylan is a host, and I owned it already, and I definitely want to read it, so this is definitely a contender for that as well. And last but not least, I have Allegedly by Tyfanie D. Jackson, and this specifically is a contender because the North Texas Teen Book Festival is this spring. My sister and I are going to go, and I'm actually trying to read as many books as possible from the authors that are coming that I'm interested in before I go, because last year I kind of went and I was like, oh, I've heard a lot about you, sign this book that I haven't read. And Tyfanie D. Jackson is coming, and she actually also has a book coming out, and I'm kind of hoping that possibly they'll have some early copies there that I can buy, and then I can be super excited about it. But my sister also read it recently because she's going to the festival with me, and she gave it 5 stars. She says that her mother has bipolar disorder and that she's kind of seen as a sociopath with OCD. So I asked Nicole about it because this was shelved on some Goodreads mental illness shelves as well. And so I might be reading this readathon. The next thing is read a book that is mentioned in another form of media. And for that, I'm going to probably just continue my Harry Potter reread. Right now I have like an hour maybe left of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and maybe I possibly won't count that for this readathon, but that means that I can count Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I heard from someone that this was mentioned in Gilmore Girls, definitely, but I can 100% guarantee that it's been mentioned in other works as well and on television, so I'm just not even concerned, and I'm already in the middle of this. And so that is going to be actually my audiobook for this readathon. Next is to read a book less than 200 pages, and for this I am not conflicted about it, and I'm going to read Beneath the Sugar Sky by Seanan McGuire. This is the third companion book in the Every Heart a Doorway series, and it is a series about kids who have gotten back from Portal Worlds and aren't handling it well, and this is going to follow another branch of characters from that original story. I actually don't know almost anything about it, so I could probably count that for that challenge as well, but I will definitely be getting to this readathon. Last but not least is backlist titles, which the readathon has said they count as any books released before 2017. And for this, I have The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima. She is also coming to North Texas Teen Book Festival this year, and I want to possibly read this entire series before she comes. I've heard great things from Reagan and a few other booktubers. My other sister really liked this book, and I really want to give it a try. And just to add to my indecisive conundrum, I have some library books that have actually been renewed like twice already and can't be renewed again, and I know that I could just give them back and read them another time, but I kind of want to read them before I have to turn them in. So I have a backlist title, which is And I Darken by Kirsten White, which is a story about the daughter of Vlad the Impaler. That's pretty much all I know about it. And then I also have the sequel, which is Now I Rise. So I could read these two for both of those challenges as well. So basically, I have just posted this TBR video to let you know that I am doing the Biannual Bibliothon for winter 2018, and that basically I have no idea what I'm reading. But I will post a midweek vlog and a final vlog with a wrap-up so that you can kind of get a glimpse of what I did and did not read and why I made those decisions. Side note, if you have any recommendations for what your vote would be, or what you think I should read, or things that you despised and I should definitely not read, then please just let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.